Hey, yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about not only the secret of bluegrass banjo, but the secret of the universe. I'm just kidding. Listen, we're going to talk about rolls. Gender rolls? Cinnamon rolls? Banjo rolls? Hell yeah. You see, studying banjo rolls can not only make you money, but it can get you girls too. First step, let's hit subscribe for more fly banjo content. Sup? Hell yeah. Be aware that everything in this video may be all wrong, but if so, it's all right. First, we're going to talk about modes of rhythm. We're going to take the idea of harmonic modes and apply it to four-note banjo rolls. Please keep in mind we're going to be talking about right hand patterns and not necessarily string order. Take, for instance, thumb 1, thumb 2, also known as your alternate thumb roll, affectionately referred to as the square roll. This is a repeated four-note roll. If we take the second through fifth notes of the same roll, we get the second mode of the square roll. If we take the third through sixth notes of the same roll, we'll get the third mode of the square roll. If we take the fourth through seventh notes of the roll, we'll come up with the fourth mode of the square roll. These rolls work in context by giving the first note the downbeat. To give you a better idea of what these would sound and feel like, I'm going to play these patterns to a beat. Here is mode 1. Mode 2. Mode 3. And the fourth mode. When the same roll is displaced, they sound and feel completely different. Disagree with me, and we're gonna have a problem. Thus, we have exhausted the four modes of the alternate thumb roll. Why do we call it an alternate thumb roll? Because we play the thumb every other note. What? You think those are all the rolls? There are two other kinds of alternate rolls. Can you think of what they are? That's right, baby, you got it. Alternate index rolls and alternate middle rolls. There are also four modes of each of these rolls, but forget that. Let's talk about three-note rolls. Take your basic three-note roll. Where things get interesting is when we take a four-note section of a three-note roll. Unfortunately, if we take a four-note section of this, we can't repeat it because it begins and ends on the same right-hand finger. You can't build speed with this. Instead, what we'll do is we'll connect it to another four-note section of a three-note roll that begins on a different finger.
We'll connect it to another four-note section of a three-note roll that begins on a different finger.
In this case, we'll use a four-note section of a middle reverse roll. If we connect these two four-note patterns, we'll get this. Is that a forward-backward roll? Hell yeah, that is. Let me introduce how I name rolls. Looking at it as two four-note sections of three-note rolls, you can say it's first a thumb forward roll and then a middle backward roll. This approach is useful in analyzing tablature and identifying rolls that you may not be good at. So far we have covered alternate thumb, alternate index, and alternate middle. The alternate rolls have four modes each. The directional rolls have three modes each. How I name the alternate rolls is by saying the first two fingers of the roll followed by the roll type. Is said two thumb alt thumb. Is said 1 2 alt 1. Is said 2 1 alt 2. Now you can identify the three types of alternate rolls as well as their four subdivisions in as little as 4 syllables. But wait, there's more. Name the directional rolls simply by saying the finger that it starts on followed by the direction. For instance, thumb forward, index backward, middle forward. Here's a chart of the modes of the 4-note rolls and how I call them. But forget that. Let's apply this information by taking a look at a small section of Bela Fleck's tune Natchez Trace. If you listen closely, you'll notice that there's a small change in the right-hand pattern. Specifically, he switches from alternate thumb rolls to alternate index rolls to give the same phrase a different sound. I found that being able to name rolls helps me identify sounds that I haven't registered, even if I've heard them a million times. Another way to apply this system is in learning complicated melodic phrases. Let's take this phrase. If I play this with a more subtle emphasis of the downbeat, it'll sound like this. Now let's play it in 4-note sections. The goal here is rhythmic orientation. In this way, the downbeats are more obvious, keeping you more rhythmically oriented. You'll begin to notice how 4-note directional rolls alternate by feeling which finger gets the downbeat. This feeling is extremely important. I'm going to reiterate that because you're worth it. The feeling of the right-hand finger on the downbeat is very important. The feeling of 4-note directional rolls alternating their starting finger is very important.
The feeling of the right-hand finger on the downbeat is very important. The feeling of 4-note directional rolls alternating their starting finger is very important.
But forget that. Naming rolls is useful in identifying sections that may be difficult. And for me, they tend to be either alternate index rolls or alternate middle rolls. Going index middle, index middle, index middle is a little difficult. And a rule of thumb, the thumb is the king. Anyway, for the sake of exercise, let's name these rolls. Middle forward, thumb backward, middle forward, one thumb alt one, thumb backward, middle forward, index forward, middle forward, thumb one, middle forward, and thumb one. This lick is almost entirely alternating directional rolls. It's pretty dope, huh? Let's do one more. If we play it a little more subtly, it'll sound like this. Now let's chop it up into 4-note sections. This lick is made out of 2-1 alt 1, 2 thumb alt 2, thumb forward, 1 thumb alt thumb, index reverse, thumb 1. Try learning these licks and see where you stumble. Highlight the 4 notes that give you trouble and practice the shit out of it. Like I said, for me, it's usually some kind of alternate index or alternate middle roll. Anyway, I'm gonna go. But before I do, enjoy this roll. Leave me a comment saying this shit's hella easy and hit subscribe for more dope-ass banjo content. Sup. More dope-ass banjo content.